Chartemis Prime, Chartemis Prime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad hits from Subscribe.
It's like he could drive around on the back of his knees. What's up, you guys? Articulation Prime here, doing another NECA figure review on the Gremlins Spider Gremlin figure. This is from Gremlins 2. Kind of funny that it doesn't say Gremlins 2 right here on the packaging or anything, but I am super stoked to have this figure. I do not own any of the other NECA Gremlin figures, which I think is kind of funny, but the Spider Gremlin, Bat Gremlin especially, I hope they make a Bat Gremlin figure. I would go nuts for that. Bat's my favorite animal, you know. But this is my second favorite Gremlin, and I am just really stoked about it. Big. I picked this up at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, you can get yours there.
Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Aside from having a great picture of the Spider Gremlin, we have all this webbing going around. It says for ages 14 and up. Pretty cool. And then on the top says Gremlin, Spider Gremlin. On the side of the packaging, we have another picture of the Gremlin. It says Gremlin, Spider Gremlin. On the other side, we have the same picture, just zoomed out a little bit. And then on the back of the packaging, we have a picture of Gizmo over here holding his little torch. And then we have the Spider Gremlin. And then there's a little bio. The most massive and most incredible Gremlins figure ever produced. When fully assembled, the Spider Gremlin stands over 10 inches tall and is nearly 15 inches wide, featuring a hinged jaw, ball-jointed shoulders, elbows, and wrists, and massive spider legs that are also articulated, equaling over 30 points of articulation. Includes spider serum bottle and a display stand. And on the bottom we have some more webbing, and it says Warner Brothers right down there, and you get the credits. So huge props to Jason Fraley. I mean, come on, man. So enough packaging talk, let's open this damn thing. Oh, I'm geeking out over here, man. This is an incredible figure. I think I am looking at the very best figure NECA has ever produced. Oh my god, this is rocking the geek spot so hard. Look at this gigantic, nasty thing. Oh man, this is beautiful. It's disgusting, but it's beautiful. Look at this. So as much as I love this figure, I do have 3 gripes with the figure. They're not really big gripes, but I'll go over them as we go through this review. He does have some accessories. Let's take a look at those, and we'll take a closer look at the figure. So here's his spider serum bottle. I really like how this looks. It looks just like the movie, the picture on it and everything. The spider logo is printed on there along with the flammable label right here, and it has this clear translucent blue plastic inside that goes around the edge. If you look down it, it's just clear, so it's not actually placed in there. It just goes around the sides of this bottle. It looks very cool, very movie accurate, and this does fit nicely in each of his hands. We also get this display stand, which comes with this display stand rod, and you just put it into the hole like so, and yeah, that's that. I wish this was made out of a clear plastic though. It is a little distracting having this black piece, but it's not a bad choice, and this plugs nicely into the bottom of the Spider Gremlin. Now if you want the figure to stand on his own without the display stand, he can do it, but you will be bending these legs right here at the tips. You can see that he's standing on all the rounded parts, so I don't really recommend doing that unless you're going to take a quick picture and then put him back on the display stand. He has this hole right underneath in his belly, which you can clearly see right there. God, this is so gross looking at it from underneath. It looks like a real giant spider. It's so fucking awesome, man. I think this is just fantastic. But yeah, you can just go ahead and plug this display stand in like so, and then just prop them up. So yeah, you want to get all the legs lifted up in the air first, and then you can position them and set them down and make it look like he's crawling around or something. God, this thing is so massive. Oh my god, the face sculpt on this figure is disgustingly beautiful. Look at the paint detail, the sculpting on this, man. I'm just geeking out over here. Expect for more geeking out throughout the rest of this video, by the way. It is incredible. Look at that. God, I just love how this looks. I like how they have paint detail in his gums even. The eyes look great. You have red and orange in there. His skin, man. Tilt this head down a little bit and you can see it even kind of looks slimy, like it has a glossy finish to it. Really like the green paint shading in this. It's beautiful. You can see his sculpted spiked mohawk over here. The ears look great too. You could feel all the lumps and everything inside his ear. Here's the back of the ear. It has all the dots and everything. Look at that. You even got this. It kind of looks like a dinosaur. It reminds me of a dinosaur a little bit. And you could open his mouth up. You could see his tongue. Now, one of my gripes of the figure, gripe number 1, is that the jaw does come unhinged fairly easy. That is a little too easy for the jaw to come apart, but not a big deal. It pops right back on, and it stays there pretty well. So it's not like it just falls off. It's just that as soon as you start moving the jaw a little bit, you know, more than that, then it just pops right off. So not a big deal. All the spots painted on here look great. He has his Adam's apple over here. Some nice lines etched in the sculpt. All these little spikes all over the place. This thing's covered in spikes, man. You can feel all these lines sculpted. You have this nice wash in the creases. Look at this. The arm looks amazing. He has this cool... I mean, we haven't gotten to the spider part of the figure yet. Look at the hands. Hands look great. Very, very pointy fingernails. Right here, nice sculpted lines in there, nice painted detail in there. Look at that, the inside of it. This whole thing is just beautiful. Just loving this. And then here's the waist, and then we're getting into the spider section. So now we're on to complaint number 2 about this figure, and that is the legs. Now they do come detached. His front 2 legs are shorter than the back 6 legs over here. These front 2 come separately at this point over here. These back 6 come separately at this point right here. So you can see that these guys back here have an extra hinge. They have 3 hinges, 1, 2, 3. This one only has the 2, 1 and 2, okay? And when you plug them in, like right now it's not so hard, but what they had done is they had painted the ball pegs on these things, right? So when you push them in, it is very, very tough. Now right now it's not so bad, but originally it was really, really tough pushing them in to the point where I actually cut myself. Now I do work at a warehouse, I have very dry hands, so I kind of have sensitive skin, I guess. But yeah, it did cut me over here, which, you know, isn't a big deal, but it is the first time I actually ever been cut by an action figure, so I'm surprised that actually happened. Thought it would have been the Marvel Select Anti-Venom, but nope, it was the Spider Gremlin. Sculpted detail for the scales looks fantastic. All the dots painted over here. I like these little thorns sticking up right over here, and the pointers at the end of each of the feet are great too. Man, and all the legs are pretty much the same thing. There's no directions with the figure. It doesn't tell you where to stick which legs where. Like if you wanted these shorter ones all the way in the back, you could do that too, but you know, it's supposed to be up front. But yeah, the legs just look fantastic. I love how the thorax meets the gremlin part over here. That looks great. It's kind of like a shell sitting on top of it. And looking at it from above, you could see all the little spikes sculpted in here. Even paint detail on these little spikes. This is such a beautiful figure, man. They put a lot of detail and work into it. Then for some reason we have blue coming around here, I guess by the joints and everything of the legs. And we have this big nasty abdomen. Sometimes it feels like I'm touching a real spider while I grab this thing. It's so big and nasty. Oh, damn, look at that. And all this line work right here is sculpted in there. It's not just painted on. That's just beautiful. Like this whole thing right here is sculpted in here. These weird lines coming through. Same thing with right here. Right here, you can actually feel the difference in the abdomen. Damn, and underneath over here, oh, getting a closer look at these little spikes. Look at that paint shading. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm saying absolutely beautiful so many times. Little spikes right here, lines right under here. We have this big nasty beak culo over here, or the web spinners. Man, that is gross looking. Fantastic job on NECA's part. Unbelievable. And I just had to get an overhead view of this guy. Look at that. Oh, it's so nasty. So nasty. Overall, I am very pleased with the articulation of this figure. It is awesome. His head does have a joint right over here, so you can rotate the head around, and he has a neck joint. So it's kind of tricky to see, but you can make the head look left and right like that. It can move up and down, and it rotates over here like this. So you get a lot of head movement. As I showed earlier, he does have the jaw joint that does slip off kind of easy. He has arms that move outward only that much due to the spikes. It does hinder some articulation. You can't move the arms all the way forward too. He does have elbows that bend about 90 degrees, and you can rotate the arms side to side. He has wrist swivel and the hinge that moves up and down. He does have an ab crunch all the way down at the bottom over here, and it moves just that far back, and it moves that far forward. Now, gripe number 3 for me is that this figure does not have a waist swivel. I really, really wish it had a waist swivel. You can see right here under his belly, it looks like he's supposed to have one. You know, I was thinking like one right here would have been really nice, because it looks like it could go all the way across and dodge the spikes over here, and it could move side to side, but they did not give us a waist swivel over there, so I'm a little bummed about that. That's actually one of my biggest complaints, because it looked like it would have been really easy to do, but no Nope, they didn't give us waist swivel. Each of the legs are on a ball joint right over here that move all the way around. And like I said, these first two, they have ball joints that allow movement side to side in any direction. This one has a third joint over here at the very end, so you can move it in any direction. So the legs can collapse in that much, and they can spread them all the way out about that much, so they don't get completely flat, but that's as close as that they'll get. Not too bad. And then he does have abdomen articulation, so this thing rotates all the way around. It's on a ball joint kind of thing, so you could rotate it left and right, up and down, and side to side. Now this figure is advertised to stand 10 inches tall. He is just about 10 inches tall, looking at the top of the mohawk with his legs bent in a regular pose. Now the back of the packaging says that he's 15 inches wide, and going like this, I want to say he's just a little bit less than 12 inches wide. And if they meant 15 inches long, he's still not quite 15 inches long either. From the tip of his chin to the end of his abdomen, I want to say closer to 10 inches. But still a very huge figure. And then for some size comparisons, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man figure and the Pacific Rim Battle Damaged Gypsy Danger. So this thing is really enormous compared to 6 and 7 inch scale figures. All the detail, all the sculpting, all the work put into it. I'm looking forward to all the other mutant gremlins. I don't think I'm going to start collecting all the other gremlins. Kind of would be nice to try to get them all, but I'm more interested in the Bat Gremlin, the Vegetable Gremlin, that super smart Gremlin guy. I guess I'm going to go back and try to get the Electric Gremlin, but you know, I mostly want to get all the mutants now. I just absolutely love this figure. Highly recommend it. I think it's amazing, and for the price point, I think it's a very fair price. So yeah, that's my review, you guys. I hope you like it. Please hit the like button if you did. Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
He has whist. Oh, there he goes. Wow.